Truth be told, we've been giving demos of the mobile app at our booth, and that's passé. That's gone. Bob Gaylord yesterday mentioned augmented reality, and it's here, it's now. And we're going to show you, we're very excited because we have just licensed this brand new technology that some of the engineers at a hot engineering college in India came up with. This device is going to change how we perceive social media, how we perceive e-commerce, how we perceive everything. You put this device on, you can look at Justin, and it'll bring up his LinkedIn profile. It'll bring up his social clout profile. It'll do everything that you never thought was possible. You could put on this device, and you could look at a product, and it'll give you all the UPC codes. It'll tell you everything about that product. And we are so excited with this augmented reality device, and we're more excited because this is where we're going to demo it. So this is the first time, first look, that you're going to see this product. It's phenomenal. I almost feel like Steve Jobs. Oh, it's somewhere here. This is what it looks like. That's one thing I've done that I promised last night. The second thing was to somehow get into the mix the word platypus, which I said I couldn't do, but I just did. So Angela Barracks, Stacey Braffett, and Michelle Carter, you owe me. All right. So now that housekeeping is out of the way, let's talk about what I'm really here for, to talk about the phenomena that internet is, the power that it really wields across all spectrum, the entire spectrum of our life. I don't know if anyone can recognize this picture. Does anyone know what that is? That is the Tahrir Square in Egypt. That was the morning of the 24th of January, and that's Tahrir Square in Egypt. This is the next day morning. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people marched from all over the country in Egypt, came down to this square, and basically changed government, changed the way they lived, changed their lives for the better. Does anyone know what venue this is? That's Madison Square Garden, New York. That's the evening of August 30th. That's Madison Square Garden, evening of the August 31st. Now, one man straddled across both the squares, both Madison and Tahrir Square. There's one man who was able to create such euphoria and create so much buzz that he got all those people there. His first debut extended play went platinum. First artist to have 7 songs from a debut album that went on to chart on the Billboard Hot 100. First album that debuted at #1 in nearly every country that it went on. The second and third albums also went on to debut at #1. 2010 AMA Artist of the Year, 2-time Grammy nominee. Earnings to date, he's been in business 4 years, $108 million. 28 million followers on Twitter. Any guesses? You got it. Justin Bieber, age 18. Any Beliebers in the room? Bieber fever. This is the guy. And the best part of this, he has harnessed the power of the internet beyond belief, because he himself was an internet phenomenon. His mom Patty Millett, posted YouTube videos of him as a kid. And I think I have a video that's coming up now. That video got him recognized. He didn't go to American Idol. By the way, if you don't know, American Idol, the viewership is actually not the 12 to 18 crowd. The viewership is somewhat here, right? The kids are plugged in, they're online, they're downloading songs, they're on YouTube. Even before Justin Bieber became a star, even before he had his first album released, he had 1 million followers on his YouTube channel. He was discovered on YouTube. That is the first ever video. All right. So there are other names that Justin Bieber goes by. Justin Bieber goes by other names, other synonyms that have harnessed the power of the internet. Some names that you might be familiar with. AmazonSupply.com. Ring a bell? Zorro Tools, another mega internet venture. And so the question here is, what can the electrical channel learn from Justin Bieber and Patty Millett? That the internet is an empowering tool that can not only transform the way you do business, but can also change the way you affect your customers, right? And it's a changing marketplace. A changing customer needs a changing marketplace. I ask a lot of business leaders that I meet with as part of what I do, and I ask them, are you building an organization for the future? Do you think your company is going to be around for 20 years? Well, if your company is going to be around, and I'm damn sure it will be around, if your company is going to be around for 20 years, that's your customer right there. And they're changing, they're evolving. This is a customer group that could become the VP of purchasing at Coca-Cola, could be the VP of purchasing at Saint-Gobain, and they could be your customers. It could be an award-winning architect who's setting up new buildings, doing green buildings and greener buildings and more efficient buildings, and really cares about the planet. And you have to sell to that guy. Could also be the next president and CEO of IDEA, replacing Bob Gaylord. So this is the changing customer. This is the customer that requires a lot of attention, that requires new thinking. You have to put yourself in their shoes. You have to build a business for the future. You have to build for tomorrow. These people have never used a fax machine, never used a cell phone. They've never used a landline phone, some of them. Think EDI and data sync are archaic. This is going to happen. ERP systems are going to go on the cloud. And when all of that happens, are you going to be the change, or are you going to follow the change? I suggest that as business leaders, if you're building for tomorrow, if you're building a business that will survive and thrive, you need to be the change. You need to embrace it. You need to realize that just like Patty Millett and Justin Bieber, you have to realize that there's a new group out there that's using a new medium, and you need to move your business into that medium. A lot of times I challenge customers, and and they're looking to do one B2B site, they're looking to do one B2C site. Amazon has 400, almost 400 online properties. You're going to do one site, you probably need to have 10 channels online selling various categories of products with a different look and feel, with a different customer base in mind, and be able to provide them with the tools that they need. You cannot expect your industrial customer to come to your electrical site and feel comfortable. And that's going to happen. You need to evolve into being almost like an internet company, because that's where a lot of the business is going to come from. A lot of times, customers tell me, we're not interested in a B2C site because we don't have online business, so where's the ROI on that? You have to move your existing business with your existing customers to online. Do you know how much time it takes for someone to call your CSR, find a product, and then if that product's not available, your CSR is going to take 10 minutes or maybe call the customer back with an option? Well, it's a self-service model with a great site that can do cross-sells and upsells and all of that, so that you make sales, you're moving your existing business online, and what you're doing is you have to build your sites for your customers. And my advice to every marketing person in the room is you have to talk to customers. You have to find out what they like, what they need, and then build your site around it. And I see a lot of that happening within this room. And it's a phenomenal change. So we are embracing that, and I think for this changing group, we're definitely there are things that need to be done, and you all have to think outside the box and come up with really creative solutions. So I made a list of 7 things that I think you should do. Seamless ERP integration. I think that the days of living in different silos and boxes is gone, and it's gone for good. You have to be able to take solutions that integrate seamlessly with your ERP system, regardless of what that is. The second thing, I think, speaking on the same thing, you need to be technology agnostic. You cannot be tied down to a big box vendor. That includes us. You have to be agile enough to be able to embrace new technologies. I'm surprised even today in 2012 the number of companies that are on ERP systems that don't take web calls, that are sitting in a box. And you have to, it's scary, but you have to do it, or someone else will. You need to have a shopping experience that's dynamic, that's ever-changing. You cannot have a site or a shopping experience that's the same every day. You have to change it. The same customer that comes on and 3 days later gets to see something different. You cannot have a static e-commerce site. You have to have it dynamic. You have to have a great content management system that allows you to make all of those changes. And that's something that's very important as well. And search and navigation, I mean, the folks at Google have led the way, have blazed the path in terms of how search engines need to work. Predictive text typing, innovations in cross-sells and upsells, and making all those connections when you're searching for products. You have to have a search engine that will deliver the most intuitive search results. And once again, please bear in mind that you have to have your customer be the point of focus. So you have to think in terms of, I don't care where that particular product is within your taxonomy. It needs to be where I'm looking for. So the exhaust fan, you may have it in bathroom, but I'm searching for a kitchen exhaust fan. It's the same product. I need to have it where I'm looking for it. So that's something that's very, very important. Provide analytics, insightful analytics. So in terms of not just the analytics that you're going to drive for your own organization, but also to get analytics for purchase history, for ordering patterns, to understand what time of the day your site's most active, who's coming online, from which coast, which city, which IP address, how much are they buying, what are they buying, what pages are they looking at. You need to have all of those analytics built into your web storefront. Build for mobile. I cannot emphasize on this enough. Build for mobile. Today, the laptop, kids that are 6 to 10 view the laptop as work. So if they see daddy on the laptop, he's working. It isn't cool anymore. Laptop is the desktop today. And it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller and flatter and thinner and glossier till it's almost transparent in 3D. But it's going to happen, and so unless you're being the change and evolving at every step in technology, you're going to find that there are other companies that are doing it, and your competition isn't the distributor that's sitting next to you. He's at the same place as you are. But there's someone else in the room now that is going gung-ho with this, is addressing a new market, is addressing a new customer, and getting and winning business. So while you're looking for the needle in that haystack, don't miss the elephant in the room. Always build scalable, always build to be able to grow. You have to be ambitious in everything you do. You have to be ambitious that your business will grow, that your company will grow, and your web presence and your web print will grow. So don't be afraid to embrace this and build for the future, build to scale. Because you should have the highest goals and aspirations for your organization. If all else fails, hire these guys. I cannot emphasize enough on the value of hiring fresh, new, young, inexperienced talent. Now, don't get me wrong, I think experience is a great value to have, and I think that's the foundation on which any solid business works. But I also think there are areas where you need to have new perspectives. You need to know what the younger generation is thinking and feeling, what the contractors and builders of tomorrow are going to do. And you need to hire these people so that they can help you be the change. They can knock on your door day in and day out and say, boss, this is not cool. Let's get with the program. Let's change this. I know how we can do it. So that, I think, is critically important. This could be your next VP of marketing, your next director of strategy. This could be you. I always tell people, you want to hire someone that can be better than you, that you see can challenge you, that can compete with you, especially in e-biz because it's such a cutthroat business. Every day things are changing, technology is evolving, and unless and until you have driven, passionate young people that are driving this for you, it's going to be a challenge. And finally, you must listen to our next speaker. Michael, I met him last night. We had a great night out. I have a little blurb here to introduce him, but I'll skip that because aside of working with HP, Intel, Yahoo, he's really cool. He knows what he's talking about, and I'm sure he's going to give you real good pointers in terms of what you need to be doing for your go-to-market strategy. Thank you all. Thank you very much.